Good evening, and thank you for taking time out to join us for this evening's edition of Prime Time News. I'm Joy Gosses. As we always call upon you, if it's your first time joining us, please subscribe, press the like button, and be sure to click the bell icon to stay abreast with the latest in local and global news. Fuel prices headline tonight's bulletin. Namibians should prepare to dig deeper into their pockets as fuel prices continue to increase. Effective the 6th of April 2022, petrol pump prices will increase by $1.95 per litre, while diesel will go up by $2.95 per litre. Lenia Dishena compiled our first report.
Speaking at a media briefing here on Thursday, Deputy Minister of Mines and Energy, Cornelia Shilunga, said the geopolitical tension of Eastern Europe have caused the sharp increases in petroleum products, noting that diesel and petrol are controlled products imported into Namibia by licensed wholesale companies at a price which is set at international level. She noted that the average price of petrol significantly increased in March from $109 to $129 per barrel, while diesel has increased from $109 to $144 per barrel.
The appreciation of the Namibian dollar was not significant enough to offset the sharp increase in fuel products during the period under review. Our recent review, therefore, shows huge under-recoveries recorded during the trading cycle under review.
The Deputy Minister also said that the National Energy Fund will cover all the under-recoveries recorded at the end of March, amounting to $390 million Namibian on behalf of fuel customers.
On to human-wildlife conflict matters. The recently released Second National Integrated State of the Environment report for Namibia revealed that in the period of 2020 to 2021, Namibia killed 134 problem-causing animals, compared to 84 in the 2019 to 2020 period. Shinwa brings us more.
The report said the increase in the number of animals destroyed may be attributed to drought conditions and human-wildlife conflict. 8 people lost their lives to human-wildlife conflict, while 41 were injured by wildlife, mainly leopards, hippos, crocodiles, and lions during the same period. The report further noted wildlife also causes damage to property such as fences, buildings, water tanks, pipes, and reservoirs, with most of the damages done by elephants and baboons. The Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism spokesperson Romeo Muyunda said the destruction of problem animals is usually the last resort after other interventions have been tried. The report stated that human-wildlife conflict continued to be one of the most pressing challenges facing the country last year.
Now onto a story that might boost the country's tourism and conservation profile. An official revealed on Wednesday that Namibia now boasts the largest population of free-roaming black rhinos in the world, and has rebuilt the white rhino population after local extinction during the colonial era. Shinwa brings us this informative piece.
Namibia's Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Pohamba Shifeta, said at the launch of the country's 3 decades of conservation campaign at an event in Windhoek that they have the largest population of cheetah in the world and a healthy population of hippo, giraffe and zebra, large predators and various other wildlife species. Shifeta stated that Namibia also managed to succeed in protecting high-value threatened and endangered species from poaching and illegal trafficking. He noted, although they have largely experienced a decline in poaching in recent years, it is their intention to eradicate this scourge and ensure that no animal is poached in Namibia. Shifeta added that apart from celebrating these achievements in combating wildlife crimes, the campaign will create awareness of their effects as well as their implications for those caught carrying out such crimes. Shifeta said commendable work is being done on the ground against wildlife crimes through collaborative efforts with various stakeholders like the Uniformed Security Forces, civil society organizations, the private sector, conservancies, and members of the public. Namibia this year recorded 2 cases of rhino poaching, 43 in 2021 and 40 in 2020, he added. Selima Shumwefeleni Masipa reporting for Nampa News.
Still on conservation, Namibia on Wednesday launched a project to promote food security and support the development of community conservancies in the Kavango-Zambezi Trans-Frontier Conservation Area. Shinwa again brings us this report.
Speaking at the launch, Zambezi Governor Alpheus Zampofu said the initiative will help maintain the rich, diverse ecosystem in Kavango-Zambezi Trans-Frontier Conservation Area and strengthen the capacity for adaptation to climate change. He said government has set out to capacitate farmers with the knowledge, skills and aptitude necessary to improve sustainable agricultural production. He added that they must recognize the importance of strengthening sustainable agriculture, especially within the rural communities, in order to contribute to food security for the future to come. Zampofu said the Integrated Rural Development and Nature Conservation Project targets 9 conservancies along the Kwando Wildlife Dispersal Area. Funded by the German government, the project aims at supporting communities in the Kavango-Zambezi Trans-Frontier Conservation Area of Zimbabwe, Zambia and Namibia.
Kindly stand by for your top roundup. In the business and economic segment tonight, we begin locally. The Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of Southern Africa announced the awarding of a loan of approximately 2.6 billion Namibian dollars to the state on Wednesday. Let's get more details from this insert compiled by Shalva Vals.
The loan will be used for rolling stone manufacturing, new rolling stone acquisition, modernization of the Transnamib workshop, and upgrading of signaling equipment, including spares and associated equipment. The Development Bank of Namibia Chief Executive Officer Martin Ikumbi stated that the bank and the Development Bank of Southern Africa have a long-standing relationship that is governed by a Memorandum of Understanding, and that the Memorandum of Understanding allows both banks to participate in the financing of infrastructure projects in Namibia. He added that during the 2019 Investment Summit in the capital, the Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of Southern Africa jointly pledged 8 billion Namibian dollars towards infrastructure development in Namibia, including a 2.6 billion Namibian dollar pledge to Transnamib. Davies Pwele, the Development Bank of Southern Africa's head of SADC coverage, stated that in line with the bank's mandate of regional integration, the repositioning of Transnamib as a logistic hub comes at a critical time when the SADC rail network must gear up to respond to the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which is now in effect. Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa reporting for Nampa News.
As the inflation wave sweeps across the country, the Namibian Agricultural Trade Forum announced on Wednesday that some of the country's suppliers will implement a 20% increase in the price of white sugar as from the 7th of April 2022. Shalva Vals compiled this insert once more.
Namibian Agricultural Trade Forum's chairperson Ian Collard said this is due to a lack of refined sugar in the Southern African Customs Union SACU, as well as high tariffs imposed on sugar imports from world market suppliers. He stated that Namibian sugar packers are having extreme difficulty obtaining sufficient white sugar from their SACU suppliers. He further explained that traditionally, Namibia, Botswana and Lesotho, all of which are net sugar importers, have always been able to import sufficient quantities of white and brown sugar from Eswatini, and in particular South Africa. However, supply from both of those sugar-producing countries has not only become more expensive, but has also begun to diminish each year from around December until March, when the annual sugar production season ends. As a result, non-sugar producing countries have been forced to seek sugar suppliers outside SACCU, he said, adding that massive tariff protection of nearly 40% exists to protect South African and Eswatini sugar producers, making importation of non-SACCU sugar from world markets non-viable and extremely costly for Namibian sugar packers.
And with this report, we have come to the end of the top news for this evening. Kindly stay tuned for the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast.
A warm Thursday welcome to tonight's edition of Sport Planet. I'm Michael Madimba. Local football headlines this segment. In a bid to stabilize the Namibian football ship, FIFA has announced a second normalization committee for the NFA, which will take charge of the affairs of the organization until the 31st of April 2023. In a letter seen by this agency, The committee comprises of Gerson Bizi Uirap as chairman, Afra Shimin Chase, who will deputize Uirap, Vili Mertens, Esmeralda Muinacho Kacheru, as well as Dina Shitula. The appointments follow the dissolution of the Rangai Kali-led Executive Committee for an ordinary NFA Congress on the 4th of December 2021. On to continental football. Ghana makes a return to the FIFA World Cup in 2022 after the country missed out in the last edition in Russia in 2018. The Black Stars secured their 4th World Cup appearance, having participated in 2006, 2010 and 2014 in Germany, South Africa and Brazil respectively. Presenting the State of the Nation address to Ghana's Parliament Wednesday, President Nana Akufo-Addo asked the legislators and Ghanaians to join him in saluting the Black Stars for the qualification to the World Football Showpiece. Kindly stand by for your sports roundup. With the Sport Planet segment, we've come to the end of Thursday's edition of Primetime News. Much appreciated for joining us. A parting reminder that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share and tap the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. Catch us on the morrow for the week's last edition of Primetime News. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire cast and crew, it's a wrap.